students, those that are physically present and those that are present online. I appreciate your presence. A few weeks or months back, is it months? Okay, it's more like weeks. When I was doing some final year projects for our seniors that just graduated, and I was just realizing some gaps. I just felt like these gaps can be avoided, even if someone is going to do the analysis and stuff like that for you. There should be a basic knowledge that everybody should have, a basic knowledge that we should all carry along, so that whatever they are doing for you also understand it and you can follow along. A lot of persons have that feeling of, I don't even know where to start, I don't even know how to go about it. So the essence of this workshop is to ensure that at least you have an idea, and hopefully at the end of this workshop, some of us should go from I don't know where to start to I know what to do, or at the very least I know where to start and then I'll figure it out from there. So that's the point of this. So we are not promising to make you expert data analysts. No, it is not possible to do that in a few hours of workshops. We cannot do that. But we are going to strictly narrow the focus down to what you need to know to do your final year projects, specifically community medicine projects. I understand that we have other persons from other communities around us. Can we confirm that they can hear me online? Okay, thank you. So just to share. Okay, so I was saying, what are the objectives? Just so we understand the essentials. We are not going to turn to experts. It's impossible to promise that, but to know the essentials and flow of project writing, understand core data literacy concepts and types of data. If you don't understand the type of data you are dealing with, it's going to be difficult to actually analyze it. Then encode, clean, manage data sets, analyze data effectively, and then we are going to go through conducting just the basic univariate analysis, bivariate analysis, descriptive analysis. Is going to make more sense as we proceed, if those terms are seeming strange. And then interprets the results and then presents them in structured reports. Another thing I noted was that some supervisors tend to have some idiosyncrasy about how they want the reports to be presented. Some will say do it this way, some will say do it that way. So, but at least there's a general basic rule that you can follow, that if at all there will be corrections, is not going to be anything too crazy. So just a few statistics of to help us understand who is here, who we are with, who is in our community in this workshop. Total, as at the last time I checked, we had 108 registered participants, with 39% attending physically and a good majority attending offline. And I know we have some persons listening online. 73.1% I have never used SPSS before, and we are going to change that. Uh, Institutions, of course, the home institution, University of Abuja, we have majority of the participants from here. We have a few from Bingham University, some from University of Lagos, a few persons from Ilorin, from LASU, where else? I think a few other institutions around. We appreciate your presence and recognize that you are joining us. Most registered students are 600 level students. This is data. We have started data work already. We cannot be doing data work so that I'm not presents data. So we have started data work already. Most of the participants are 600 level students like us. A few from 400, from 300. We have a few graduate students, MSc students. We have 100 level students as well. That's those ones that are trailblazers from the start. So we recognize your presence as well. We have students also, apart from mostly medical students, but we also have students from engineering, mathematics, biological sciences, and so on and so forth. I'm sure they will also get something from here. Rate your data analysis knowledge on a scale of 1 to 5. Most persons are on 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So average rating 1.17. I'm hoping that at least by the end of this workshop, if we can get that to average of 3.5 over 5, we can call it a good job, a job well done. And of course, hybrid formats, people physically present and then some present online. The sessions are being recorded so that they can be shared and we can rewatch them later. I am watching my time. So just for us to understand what we are going to go through, I'm going to go through this in the next 5 minutes and then we are going to launch fully. So this is the one intro and setup overview of the workshop. That is what I'm doing right now. It's supposed to be 3 o'clock to 3:10, but we're a little behind schedule, but we'll see how fast we can move. And then essentials of project writing. Sorry, essentials of project writing. My colleague Chief Razak is going to be taking that, and then we have a short break. It's not a break to go to the hostel, it's just a short break to reorient ourselves. You understand that attention span might be a little difficult to keep these days, so we are putting that into cognizance. And then basic data literacy, again, the essentials that you absolutely need to know for the final year projects and data analysis. And then finally, we are going to do the installation of the software for those that have come with their system and want to install it, and then just show you what the SPSS interface looks like so that we'll get familiar with it. Tomorrow is the SPSS deep dive, and we are going to jump straight into it. No kidding around tomorrow. It's going to be difficult, but it might be a little tight. To be honest, the timing we have for all these sessions are very short. They are too short for the things we have here. So we are going to try to work as fast as we can, and we are pleading for your cooperation to work with us as well. So encoding, entry, and importing data, you have gone out, you have shared your questionnaires, you have gotten your data. How do you get into SPSS? How do you translate the questions into codes, out into what you enter? You enter one, you enter two, you enter three, it becomes something else. How does that happen? We are going to go through that. Some of us we will not use questionnaires physically. Some of us are going to use Google Forms. Some of us will use Kobo Toolbox. You don't have to do encoding and entry. So you are going to have to still somehow get your data into SPSS. So we are going to do importing of data, and then data cleaning and univariate analysis. Data is messy. Naturally, data is messy. You can't expect to have data and it's perfect, except you have done some things. So data is messy. So before you do any reasonable analysis, you have to do some cleaning. You have to process it somehow so that it's in a form that you can use. And then univariate analysis, univariate, single variable. We will talk more about that when we get there. And then computation and derived variables in SPSS. You might have seen some people, a lot of projects follow the knowledge, awareness, and perception and impact framework. Then they will say, okay, knowledge score, impact score. So how do they get those things? Sometimes you find that you want to do a chi-square analysis, and the number of classes are just too much. You have 100 to 600 level, and it's not making sense when you do the analysis. So you want to collapse it into preclinicals and clinicals. How do you do that? So we are going to be talking about all of those in this session. And finally, day three will enter bivariate analysis. Then how do you report? How do you interpret data? And how do you optimize AI? Again, we are not going so deep. We are not going to. It's not possible to cover everything, but as much as possible, we'll cover the essentials that are absolutely necessary for your project. And then we are going to have a general Q&A session. So a few more notes. All the slides like this one, data sets, and every other thing that we use will be made available on the group, um, perhaps after each session or after each day. Sessions will be recorded. The recording is going on right now, and we are going to share them on YouTube or Google Drive later. We will not be able to take a lot of questions, but we will take as many as we can. Those that can be addressed, you are free to drop them in the group chats on WhatsApp, or you can reach out to myself or Chief Razak to for the questions in the duration of the workshop. So it is hands-on. We expect that as much as you can follow along. If you feel like it's too quick, you can't follow along, then listen and grab as much as you can, then follow along with the videos afterwards. Certification, your answer has volunteered, and thank you. Your answer has made the commitment to provide certificates for us. We appreciate them. Can we appreciate your answer together? The president is here. Thank you. So the criteria is just that you are registered on that Google form, and then you have attended about 75% of the sessions. That's what they do for us in medicine and surgery as well. So what's next? I think what's next that I should leave this place for the next thing to start. Yeah.